Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Mr. Anger back with you for another quick episode of the Mr. Anger Show. We gotta talk about it. We're going to divulge into this, so let's do this. We're going to do this and approach this with facts, consideration for all sides, and take into account things that most people are forgetting about. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Russia hacking, or the claims of Russia hacking. Alright, now here's the thing. The CIA says that they have, or says that, they could prove that Russia was trying to hack and get Trump to win. The FBI takes a look at the evidence and stuff and realizes, the FBI's abilities are to prove, or to look at the evidence at hand and see if it can be provable in the court of law. Something that can actually be concrete and stand-upable, or can stand up to scrutiny. Unfortunately, it did not. The FBI disagreed with them. As of now, the FBI still does disagree with them. Now, the Washington Post, so in translation, that means there is no evidence that would support what the CIA is claiming as of right now, and has not been presented as concrete proof and evidence. So, the FBI is disagreeing with the CIA. Now, the Washington Post did release a report yesterday saying that the FBI changed tunes. But they got that through a intercepted message in between FBI and CIA. But they won't release the message, and the FBI will not confirm the message or deny the message. So the FBI has not confirmed or made a public statement saying whether or not they agree with the CIA as of yet, or as of now, and whether or not that document that the Washington Post, which refuses to release, is real or not. So we can't go off of that and saying that the FBI does now go with the CIA on its views. That's completely false and wrong. Until the FBI does come out and publicly releases a statement to the press and to everybody, because every news article that you see about the FBI agreeing with the CIA is all based off of this Washington Post one story, based off of one document that nobody has seen and nobody has confirmed and nobody has denied yet. Because I guess when it comes to our public officials and the FBI and the CIA, they're being very careful on what they confirm and disconfirm with this daggone thing anyways. Now, here's what makes this more even interesting is that President Obama yesterday gets on stage and gives a speech saying that he talked to President Putin about the Russian hacking and told him to stop the hacking back in September. That is before the election happened. If you know our election process, election date is on November 8th. So, he said that they stopped. He knows for a fact that they stopped. This is the President of the United States. So, they did not hack the election polls, or polls. Now, here's some more evidence that people seem to forget. Jill Stein and Hillary Clinton tried proving that voter fraud, and try to prove the hacking themselves also, by doing recounts in several states. They failed to produce evidence of any such activity. And what activity they did find did not amount to nothing. There was no evidence found of hacking from a foreign government in the states that they recounted. And that's why a federal judge shut them down, because the lack of evidence was overwhelming. And the recounts proved that Trump did actually win and where he was supposed to, or in the states that they did the recounts in. So, a lot of things aren't making sense here. People are pointing to the leaked emails from the Podesta emails and things like that, and the found Hillary Clinton emails. Well, Hillary Clinton had her own server, and these emails that were supposedly deleted, how could they have been hacked if they were deleted? This seems more like a leaked information than an actual hacking. Now, there is claims that the RNC and the DNC was both hacked. The RNC released a statement saying that the RNC was hacked, but the information that they had on that computer or that server was irrelevant and outdated information. So nothing could be usable or obtainable. Now, if it was a hacking, whoever did hack the RNC did have plenty of info and information to go off of that was current and relevant to the situation or to the people today. So, especially with the current gaffe of Hillary Clinton's emails and people talking about it left and right. But here's what makes no sense. I mean, this stuff has been bleached, according to Hillary Clinton and other people. So, not unless the RNC wants to admit that they have Hillary's emails, and that's where the emails came from, and that they're covering up their track for Hillary Clinton, then I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. This smells more like a leak than it does actually a hack. And if you want to believe that it's a hack, I mean, ask yourself this. Why is it all of a sudden that Russia is hacking us with such ease? Russia, we've never had a problem with them being at our doors hacking or trying to get information. Of course, military intelligence always tries to hack each other. It's just the way of the world. Everybody wants to know, just like the United States tries to hack other countries. Other countries try to hack us to find out our military technology or stuff like that that can help or benefit them, or find out military strategies in case, somebody wants to bump heads with us. Now, China has been hacking us for quite some time. We have actual proof and evidence of that. Russia hasn't been doing as much. I mean, of course, the military intelligence stuff will try to do hacking, just as the United States intelligence community does hacking themselves to foreign governments. It's an ongoing situation with everybody pretty much hacking everybody. Now, why is it all of a sudden the nation that houses Snowden, Eric Snowden, able to hack us with such ease? You got to ask yourself that question, that curiosity, because all the information that's been released on WikiLeaks and all the information that's been exposed is all been exposing information, relevant information that affects the here and now. That's more of Snowden style. If you want to look at things, maybe it's Snowden making it look like, since he is in Russia, making it look like it's the Russian officials doing it, or the Russian officials are making him use his information that he gained from working at the NSA to hack our systems here in America to their advantage. Now, if that's what you want to believe, that would be the most plausible cause. I think our problem is not with the Russian government. I think it's with them harboring somebody who has purposely revealed information before, and this fits their profile perfectly. Julian Assange, the person who runs WikiLeaks, gets on camera, or not on camera, but publicly states that this information did not come from Russia. Well, people will argue that the Russians could have handed it to somebody else and that person could have handed it to them. Well, that may be true. But then again, our president just stated that since September, Russia hasn't been hacking us. He knows for a fact. So, Russia did not hack our electoral process. They did not hack our voting machines. We have tried proving it. We have failed several times. And this evidence that the CIA has, they need to release it. Apparently, the public's attention is all about this. So put it out there and let us know what. Because I'm sure, just like, any other people would like to know what information is so damning and so concrete that you think that Russia has been hacking us. Release the information. Because if the FBI can't concur, you sure as hell know that the public is not going to be able to concur. That's just the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is just smelling too fishy. This is. I mean, with all the leaks that happened with Hillary Clinton's emails and then the DNC and the RNC information, well, the RNC information wasn't used, but the DNC information that was used, it smells more like a leak. It doesn't add up to a hack at all. To be hacked means somebody went in, purposely broke through the system And how did they get that information from a computer that's not even connected to the internet anymore? That's not a hack, that's a leak. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of this stuff doesn't make any sense, and it hasn't made sense for quite some time. I think this is just a ploy for people to cry and say, woe is me, our candidate lost. And we're going to point fingers. And here's the more even funny and ironic part. Hillary Clinton blames Russia because of her gaffe with Russia, or about her Putin, back when she was Secretary of State. Oh yes, people wanted to elect somebody who was willing to, according to them, have enemies so powerful that they're willing to hack and expose her information and her lies to the public. That makes no sense at all. That makes absolutely no sense at all. Because Putin could give a damn. Putin's going to do what Putin is going to do. That's a fact. He's proved that with Syria. Now, as far as everybody saying, well, Trump's in bed with Putin, no, he's not. He has agreed that Putin has raised up a good, valuable point that we should join forces and eradicate ISIS. And anybody should be on board with that. ISIS is not an organization that we should tolerate. And as long as we're scratching each other's back and don't owe anybody any favors, I say let's use each other to our advantage. People are sitting there claiming that we shouldn't give Russia a chance. But yet, let's go ahead and give Cuba a chance. We've established relations with them. Again, after they bit our hand time and time again. We can't do the same for Russia. So forgiveness is only acceptable for some. But their dictator died, right? So is that how it's going to be every time that we get rid of relations with any country? We got to wait for their dictators to die or to leave office? You know, people make mistakes. I thought America had moved past this. You know, even though I'm a little bit apprehensive about being in league with Cuba again, you know, I still believe that it might work. I want to believe in the best about it. But then again, I also expect the worst, knowing their behavior and their past and previous behaviors. Just as we should look at this thing with Russia, going expecting and hoping for the best and expecting the worst so that we can be prepared for the worst. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, this Russian hacker thing is just a little bit obscene. I think it's people crying over spilt milk with not a shred of evidence to stand on. I'm Mr. Egger.